Okay, last time I asked you to try the past paper question 2019, paper 1 question 2. I will give you the analysis today. 有幾個同學未交嘅，未交唔好睇呢段片住，交咗先，唔好浪費咗嗰個練習嘅機會啊！呢類題目睇落去好似好難，呢題其實一啲都唔難嘅，係多資料啫。The information is complicated, is a lot, okay? But you have to learn how to analyze it. The DS is actually getting more and more difficult in paper 1. 我 source A 咁多箭嘴，咁多 arrows， 咁多表應該點樣樣 ？So basically you categorize the informations into different groups. For example, on the right hand side, incineration, landfill, or directly entering into the environment, like ocean. All of them, these are actually relating to disposals. 好，左邊 recycling, okay, no matter it's getting into some low value products or this is effectively recycled, all of them we are talking about the recycling, the reuse end. 所以你將呢個表分咗紅色、綠色兩樣嘢睇，其實就清楚好多㗎啦。Okay, so the first question is asking you about the concern that the environmentalists may have on the disposal of plastic packaging waste. 點樣答？記唔記得 concern 嗰啲題目點樣答啊？ Three parts for each of the paragraphs. Problems, extent of the problems, and the people's expectations. 1P and 2E, PEE. This is the structure of your answer. 好，我哋睇下紅色個格仔先 ，the red circle. What are the problems? 14% incinerations, 40% landfill, and 32% direct disposal into ocean or into farmland. 加埋幾多啊？14加40加32加埋就係86 86% of the plastic waste, vast majority of it, they're actually handled by disposals. Problems. And then what will be the extent? The landfill. Okay, if we landfill them, many of them they actually go to the landfill. This will be taking hundreds of years to decompose. And then the plastic, when they decompose, they will be leak out some toxic chemicals and then they will be leaked into the underground water. And this will be in turn affecting the food chain and affects the food safety. Moreover, even for incinerations, at high temperature the plastic will be releasing something called dioxin. This will be affecting the public health as well. Use better concept to explain the extent of problems of the problems. And then what will the people expecting on? Are there any new technologies that can be developed to handle the plastic waste safely? This will be the concern. 所以你答 concern 呢啲題目嘅時候，記住用翻呢個 framework problems, extent and expectations。舉多個例子，綠色嗰度應該點樣寫啊？雖然你要寫一個 concern 啫，但我講埋呢一個俾你。Green part. One of the problems, only 14% are being recycled, and successfully recycled effectively turn into some good plastic, useful plastic. How many percent? 2%. 所以你咁多嘢得2%，多定少啊 ？Very few. So these are the problems. Relatively small proportions are handled by recycling, and then the amounts that can be effectively recycled is actually very low. So you elaborate. Use the concept to explain. So what's the problems? Why is this problem so serious? This is relating to the scarcity of resources. Because plastic is actually made of petroleum. The low effectiveness of recycling, this actually means we need more raw materials for making new plastic. And then this will be lead to wastage of petroleum because petroleum is one of very useful fossil fuels for energy use. So the use of petroleum, use of plastic is actually competing for energy resources. So what were the people's expectations? Are there any alternative materials? Are there any replacement technologies that can become an alternative to plastics? 所以你用翻呢個 framework 咧，即係你嘅分數唔會低得去邊㗎啦。Now let's look at part B. Part B 呢個表好似好恐怖啊，其實唔係嘅。From table 1, at least you can see one features. China, the only countries, table 1 is actually about the importing list of countries, top 5 countries that's importing the most plastic waste. 好 ，China 係 middle income 嘅，其他全部都係啲咩啊 ？High income. So first features obviously you can see most of the importing countries they are from the high income level regions, and China is the only exceptions. 但答呢啲題目嘅時候，記住除咗講個 features 之外，你仲要做得多一樣嘢。You have to do some comparison. Okay? Although most of the countries they are from the high income regions, but for China, 45.1, although it's from the middle, is the exceptions. The percentage is higher, is actually slightly higher or significantly higher. Office is more significant. Even for the rank number 2, Hong Kong, 27.3 is also significantly higher than the third, the fourth, and the fifth. 所以你應該係攞到第一個 features 㗎啦，其實而家。So for each of the paragraph, you provide a trend and give some comparison. What you have to write about the top 5 importing countries. They are mostly the high income level one. Okay, 4 out of them are from the high income regions, and the only exception is China. And then how can you do the comparison? And although China is the exceptions, but for the first two, they're importing much more significance than other places. China 45.1, Hong Kong 27.3. Two of them, when they add up together, is accounting for more than 70%. And other countries, they are only accounting less than 5% each. So the difference in percentage is very, very, very much significant. 好，跟住你再睇埋啦 ，Source B， 睇埋 Table 2。Table 2 is actually about the top 5 exporting countries, okay? Countries that export plastic waste the most. 你望下咯，冇咗 China， 但係最高嗰個係咩啊 ？Hong Kong，Hong Kong 又出現翻啦。OK， so 24.9 高少少定高好多啊？高好多啦 ，obviously 係咪 ？1 quarter of the plastic waste exporting to other regions is from Hong Kong。仲有答呢啲題目嘅時候咧，5分咧。我哋係預計你會做一個 comparison. You have to link up both table 1 and table 2. You have to do some cross table comparisons. How to cross the table? 你望下 table 1又有 Hong Kong, table 2又有 Hong Kong. 咁代表啲咩啊 ？You have to establish some linkage in between. Hong Kong, we imported 27.3 of the plastic, but at the same time we're exporting 24.9. 咁你開始個腦入面應該有個問題啦。Why are we importing so many plastic, but at the same time we're exporting them away? So obviously, one of the possible explanations is that we are serving as a re-export regions for plastic waste. 嗱，咁我哋一齊睇下點樣答啦。From table 2, very obvious, okay? Another trend, the exporting countries, most of them are from high income as well. 4 of them are high income, and Thailand is the only exception because it's from middle income. And then you provide some comparison. Hong Kong 24.9, much more significant than other places. 嗱，你寫到咁樣咧，應該有3分㗎啦，走唔甩㗎啦。你點樣攞埋最低嗰最高4、5分咧？要 provide the linkage between table 1 and table 2. Hong Kong, this is the only places that appears in both the importing and exporting country lists. And is importing 27.3%. And exporting 24.9%. So what's the meaning? We import some plastic waste for further transfer to other countries, other places, other regions. Okay? This is what we call the re-export. We export to elsewhere. And where are we exporting to? China. Hong Kong係 table 1你見到啦 Hong Kong 係 rank number 2 啊嘛 Rank number 1係邊個啊 China. Okay? So probably this will be re-export and China is neighboring to Hong Kong. So probably we are exporting the plastic waste to China. And if you do the calculations, 27.3 minus 24.9, 24% is being less. 喂，剩低 2.4 喺邊度啊 ？export 唔到咯 ，we can't export to anywhere else. So the 22.4% of solid waste are left behind are stuck in Hong Kong, and we have to handle it ourselves. 所以你寫晒呢幾樣嘢咧，咁你先攞到成5分嘅最高個分數。Alright? Now let's move to something easy. Part C is actually the easiest of the questions. Ban on the import of plastic waste imposed by Asian countries will bring positive environmental impact as a global level. At a global level 佢特別講出嚟就代表咩嘢？ Your answer must be linked up with some global phenomena, okay? Instead of just about the local phenomena. 你唔好話咁啲 pollution 啊，或者啲 landfill 就嚟會滿晒啊 the landfill is going to get full. This is not what we are expecting you to write about, okay? The problem must be about the global level. One argument support, one argument oppose. 嗱啲題目好簡單，幾樣要注意翻。做呢啲題目你攞高分攞多一半分。咁多個 source 都用晒 you have to use all the sources, okay? Extract similar ideas from different sources and integrate them into one argument, okay? And when you do your explanations, you have to use the concepts. And finally, go straight to the answer, go straight to the point, no need introductions. We don't want you to waste any time on some very far-reach introductions. Go directly to the answer. 兩段，一段 support 一段 oppose，跟住就寫完㗎啦。呢啲題目點樣寫 ？Supporting arguments. So maybe I will argue that this policy can actually change the behavior of waste disposal of different countries, of people at different places. So you start with the phenomenon that talk about the same things from the sources. 咁你見到啦，source C 佢話啲咩嘢啊？It's easy to export plastic waste elsewhere than to dispose it locally. Okay, it's about the cause. Source B, we also found that many of the exporting countries, they are high-income regions. Okay, so that's why they prefer to export it and let other countries to handle it. Because it's probably may imply that it's more costly for them to handle it or develop some high technologies, although they're rich. And from source A, lead to proportions of recycling of plastic waste. 嗱，你將呢啲有關係嘅 phenomenon 全部數晒出嚟先 ，OK？ And then after you list them out, then you give the explanations. So you see from source C, ship to export plastic waste than to dispose of it. Because it's cheap, so the MDCs, they will probably have no incentive to resolve the plastic waste problems locally. And also, for the people, for the low percentage of recycling, source A 同 source B 嗰度你見到啦。So it would be having few incentive for them to reduce the productions of new plastics because the cost is so low. Okay, so even if they produce more, they can export even more to other countries. But third point, by banning the exports to Asian countries, this would make them costly to handle it themselves. 冇得 export 要自己處理返，貴咗啊嘛係咪？ High cost, so what will be the result? This will probably lead to the MDCs find it more financially feasible to promote new initiatives on plastic waste reductions or recycling. And then as a result, this can solve the environmental problems as the root cause, okay, by reducing the amounts of productions. 嗱，你咁嘅寫法就係個 structure 啦，先寫晒啲 phenomena， 再俾個 explanations， 最後俾個 conclusion。俾個例子你啦 ，opposing. Maybe I will argue that the effectiveness would be low at the global level, linked up with the word global level. So how are we supposed to answer? The phenomenon, what we can see. The question where it said that the ban is only targeting at Asian countries. And from source B, we found that most of the exporting countries are the high-income regions. OK？ 好，咁我應該點樣explain 啦？ So the MDCs, if they can't export to Asian countries, can they export to elsewhere? Certainly they can. Maybe they will export this to the Middle East country or the African countries for disposals. And at the same time, this cannot target at the root cause. Okay? Even if they handle it locally, but because the pollutions, like the impact to the water quality or to the food chain, this will be affecting other regions, other places as well. So therefore, what will be the end result? The environmental impact that we see, they are having a global result. No matter we handle this at a foreign level or at a local level, still have some impact to other places. So the root cause must be focusing on reductions of the productions of new plastics, or otherwise we cannot solve the problems as anyway. In particular from source C, low incentives, okay, are brought to the countries because of the low oil price, and the productions of new plastics even cheaper. More plastic are produced and then more things to be recycled. 好，呢題就咁樣啦。今日講到咁多，聽日我哋講埋 Cultural Globalization Paper 2嗰啲嘢。